Hello viewers, TheSaxantonio here, reviewing the Darkness themed deck. Now, I apologize in advance if the cards slide everywhere because these are new sleeves. So, the player card for this deck would be Dark Riku because, well, you can't have a Darkness deck without Dark Riku. Maybe Ansem, but here's the reason I like Dark Riku more than Ansem. I don't have a comparison card because I don't have an Ansem, but Ansem has 10 power and 3 magic. He's a level 10 and I think he has 7 HP. So he trumps all of his stats. But here's the thing Dark Riku says. You cannot play friend cards, magic friend cards, period. You may put your dark cards into your friend area as if they were friend cards. You may play dark cards of the same name in this manner. The support value of the dark cards in your friend area is halve their power, rounded down. Treat these cards as both dark cards and friend cards. So if anything targets friend cards, they target the dark cards as well. With Ansem, you can't use friend cards, magic cards, attack cards, or equipment cards. So all you're left with is darkness and magic and world, and that's very bad. I think events maybe, but the card was printed before events were even added in. But with Dark Riku, you can add in attacks and equipment, which is very useful. So, there goes the character. As for attacks and equipment, I don't have any of the Break of Dawn stuff for equipment, and if I did, I would put in Soul Eaters like they were nothing. But in replace, I had to put in the 3 pumpkin heads just for attack worth, 2 Divine Roses because they seem pretty solid, and Oblivion and Olympia just for that strategy scheme. Even though it is just brutally bashing someone in the face, the Olympias would probably be replaced with an Ultima Weapon, and the 3 Pumpkin Heads would probably be replaced with Soul Eaters because Soul Eater is just so good. As for magic, you can go anywhere as from the level 1 magic to the level 2 magic. But, I put in 2 fires, just in case they put stuff on your worlds. Again, I went with the 3-5 for the world cards. So 2 fires seems pretty nice. I put in 2 cures, which seems legitimate. 2 cures. And 1 cura, because, hey, you can cast it, so healing is very nice. I put in Gravara. I might substitute it for a Gravity. You're probably wondering why I have a level 3. I'll explain that later. Blizzard, because it helps again like Fyra. Arrow, because it's really good. Each player chooses and discards a card from his or her hand. If you're Dark Riku, you're going to have a compiled amount of cards that you can't play, so Arrow comes in handy. And Fyraga, it's most likely going to change because I've never gotten up to a level 4 magic. Okay. For the world cards, it's just the 3x5s, except there's Halloween Town, Hollow Bastion like normal, but 3 deep jungles. Because for world cards, these effects only affect you as the person who played it, unless stated otherwise. And this says, support value of all friend and magic friends is reduced to 0 while in this world card. You can't play them, so it's an easy level 3, probably the best for a dark deck. If you have the Break of Dawn End of the World, I'm pretty sure that gives +1 power to all your dark cards that you play in the friend area. That helps a lot. So, time to get to the raw meat of the deck, the dark cards. I'll separate them into the levels. Here's the level 1s. I have 6 of them, as you can see. 3 of which are Black Fungus, because it's probably the most useful level 1 you have. Because it says, all dark cards in play and in players' hands lose 1 level. This effect cannot be reduced cards below level 0. So instantly all your 2s become 1s, your 3s become 2s. So you can play this and then immediately play a level 3 on top of it. So it helps a lot. Shadows, because they increase the power of all your Heartless cards. I don't find it coming in handy that much unless you're the Bouncy Wilds, which are basically the Bambis of this deck. They're level 1, you can play immediately, you draw a card, it's 2 power. And always remember, you can still play dark cards on opponent's world cards. These aren't necessarily for you to play in the friend area. I have 5 level 2s, 3 of which are power wilds because, I mean, it's a level 2 with a power of 4. It just seemed good because there's not really a lot of level 2s to play in the friend area. Creeper plants because I couldn't think of anything really else. And it says you may discard this card, choose a dark or nobody card in play, and deal it 1 damage. It seems good enough. And there's air soldiers, who the player who controls the world card where this card is placed must defeat this card before any other dark cards. I'm probably thinking about putting these in the Alice deck because it helps with the pot centipedes, or not the pot centipedes, the pot spiders. There's 5 level 3s, 3 of which are bandits because they just have power, I guess. Large bodies because, well, if you put it in your friend area, his effect doesn't come into the opponent because you're not defeating it, you're defeating the player. Plus, it's a level 3 for the power of 6, so that's really good. Then a barrel spider. Barrel spider is mainly to put on in a world card because it's actually very good. It's a 3 for 5. If you do not deal at least 1 magic damage to this in the same action phase in which you defeat it, you lose 1 HP. I have 5 level 4s. 2 which are bit snippers or bit snipers. I call them bit snippers all the time. You may play 3 bit snipper cards at once. There I go with snipper. Anyway, these cards put into play in this manner count as a single Dark Heartless card with respect to the dark limit. Treat these cards separately after they have been placed. So, when putting them on a dark card, it's basically counting them as 1, and then they separate into 2. That's the easiest way to say it. Rare truffles are your source of gaining magic. Each player gets +1 magic value. It'll help your opponent a little bit, probably not much, but you basically play it in your friend area and you gain magic value. I mean, it helps a good bit. And then there's a screwdriver, just for the fact it's a 4 for 6. I mean, more power is always great. I have the 5 level 5s. 2 are Search Ghosts. If you play this card on your opponent's world card, you may choose 1 Dark Villain card from your deck and reveal it. If you do so, put that card in your hand and shuffle it. So it's a way of searching. If it was just put into play, that would be amazing because you can just put it in your friend area and go search for stuff. Air Pirates because they're really powerful. Crescendos, again, the shininess. Crescendo because if you play this card on your opponent's world card, reveal 2 cards at the top of your deck, put all dark cards into your hand, and discard the others. Note this effect cannot come into play more than once per turn. You have, I'm pretty sure, let me count here. You have 38 dark cards in the deck, if you go by my deck list, and coming up on 2 is very likely to happen. Guard Armor Arms, because it's really powerful. Guard Armor Legs is one of the 4 level 6s. The Gargoyle, all damage done to it is reduced to 0 with the exception of magic damage. It helps with stalling them from world rushing. Pirates, because, hey, lose 1 HP. A Dark Ball for its brute strength. 4 level 7s. The Guard Armor Body. You may play 1 Guard Armor Arm card and or 1 Guard Armor Leg card in addition to this card, period. It does not have to be on the world card. It can be in your friend area. But all Guard Armor cards put into play in this manner count as a single Dark Heartless card. Treat these cards separately after they have been placed. So they really thought in their heads ahead of time when it would be put in the friend area. Because it is 1, but it's treated separately. On the world, it's treated as 1. You gotta kill them separately. Defenders because they're really powerful, and Trickmaster because you may put any number of fire-type magic cards from your hand on this card during your action phase. This is now counted as a play. This card gets plus X power, where X is the sum of all damage amount of magic cards stored on the. That's why the Firaga is in there. I can't believe I forgot about the Trickmaster. So you can just put him on, and he'll grow stronger. That's good for you because that added power isn't halved for the friend area, and it also helps for world cards. The level 8s are basically, you've got the Battleship as bomb drop, pretty powerful. And then you've got your dark villains. You've got discard all Aladdin cards, and no player can play Aladdin or Genie. All dark villains get +1/+. You get +1, I'm thinking magic. And discard all Hercules, no player can play Hercules. 16, 15, 17, I'm pretty sure. So it's 7, 8, 8. So there is the basic meat of the deck right there. The only thing that Darkness decks are really good against are World Rush. They're a basic form of aggro, so they can attack quickly. The only problem with Darkness deck is that you will have to mulligan fairly often to get that right hand. And it's just really hard to do. Darkness decks aren't normally the deck I would run for, but if that's all you've got, do what you may. If you got better Dark Heartless cards out there, and maybe even... Nope, it says Dark cards, so they don't have to be Heartless. They can be nobodies by this card's print. And it's also a player Dark, so if anything refers to Dark, I'm pretty sure they refer to Riku. I might be wrong on that. Let me see something. Because if so, then you can just Firaga and kill Dark Riku in one shot. I'm pretty sure that's not the case, though. Because it's a player card by default. It's a player card with a dark subtype, that's right. It's not a full-on dark card. So, that's that. And I'll see you next time for a little more about the Kingdom Hearts card game. So, see ya.